Minutes total for this, so we'll jump right in. Coach, if you just want to open up with a statement on getting to Atlanta and starting bowl week.
Okay, we're glad to be here at the bowl site. We got in last night, had a real good dinner, kind of got acclimated to everything here at the hotel. It's just a first-class event. Had a good practice today at Georgia Tech. It's starting to get into routine. Playing a very good Central Florida team. You know, like I've said before, very explosive on offense. You know, they got a lot of guys that can run on defense. Only undefeated team, you know, in the Power Five. So we're glad we're here, and we're looking forward to it. Questions?
We don't have mics, guys, so just shout them out. Just raise your hands, and we'll go right here in the front.
Gus, did everybody make it? All your players here?
Yeah, everybody made it.
Is there an update on carry on? We saw that he's a non-contact on campus, so we can take the contact in practice.
Yeah. You know, like I said, he had a good practice while he was there, and you're exactly right. We had him in non-contact by design, but he moved around very well. And, you know, we had some other guys that were banged up that were non-contact before we got to the bowl site, and you know, we'll be very smart with those guys. But you know, he looked good again today. You know, like I said before, you know, he's going to play, and you know, I'm hoping he'll be as close to 100% as he can.
Was Trey Matthews one of those guys today?
What's that?
Was Trey Matthews one of those guys today?
No.
What about Carlton Davis? He was coming off a concussion from the Iron Bowl. Obviously came out of the SEC Championship.
Right. Yeah. Same. He's here. Same as everybody. So, like I said, as it gets closer, I'll get into more specifics. But you know, I think we're in good shape at this point.
How much have you kind of explored your guys to use, you know, momentum and just motivation on being?
Yeah, this is a very important game for us. Our guys understand that. Not only a chance to win our 11th game, which we've done 6 times in school history, but to really finish this season off the right way. There's been some real special moments, and you know, victory would cap that off. That this team will be remembered for a long time to come, and then probably more importantly than that is just the next step for our program. And so, you know, our guys are locked in. You know, we're here with our game face on, and we should be with playing the opponent we are. We know we're going to get their best. You know, I know they're here to win too. So, you know, our mindset is really our mindset's more of a business trip probably than what it has been in the past with the bowl. And that's by design. Our leaders, our seniors, that's what they want, that's what they expect, and so that's a good thing from a coach's standpoint.
Why the change in approach and treating it more like a business trip?
This is an important game for us. Like we said, 11th win to get momentum, you know, for next year. And not that any other bowl is any different, but each team, like I've said before, is different. Each situation is different, and each group of leaders is different.
Considering the pieces you might have coming back next season, a couple of your seniors last week were talking about how they want to win this game, not just for this year and get the 11th win, but also maybe make this a top 5, top 3 team going into next year and set the expectation. You
know, I think it's all the above, and I think this group gets it. You know, we've been talking about that our program is set up for long-term success, and there's opportunities that you have to accelerate that. And I think that our leaders get that, not just from this year, but from next year, as far as a team that's taken the next step that gets the bigger picture of the future of the program.
That's what we talked about. Dontavius announcing he's coming back. What that means to you guys? Is there any updates on any other guys?
Yeah, you know, he's one of our leaders. Obviously, he's one of our better players, and you know, for next year, that's a big statement. As far as everybody else, you know, we'll talk about that after the bowl game, and as far as specifics and all that. But you know, that's exciting news. Like I said, he's one of our leaders, one of our better players for next year.
Dontavius, not a whole lot of guys you can find quite like Dontavius who's out there. Go recruit.
No, he's one of the best He's one of the best players in our leagues. He's got great experience, plays the run extremely well, rushes the passer extremely well, and like I said, he's one of our leaders. You know, he's on my leadership committee, and just a high character young man with a great family, and you know, he's an impact player.
When you look at Central Florida on film, who do they remind you of as far as offensively and defensively compared to teams you played in?
You know, it's really hard to compare. You know, as far as that goes, I'm very impressed with our quarterback as a playmaker. I'm very impressed with their skill guys on offense. They're very good at what they do. I think they're extremely well coached. Defensively, they play hard. They don't what they do. They're very good at. They know who they are. They play extremely hard. They gang tackle. I mean, you can see, just turn the film on, you can see why they're undefeated. And like I've said before too, what impresses me is they were able to win close games, and you know, I think that's also a good trait of a very good team.
Yes, they're making a change to the offensive line with an injury. Just can you speak to their offensive line as far as how it matches up with what you have? Obviously, a fantastic defensive line. Just what that matchup might be.
Yeah, you know, I think that'll be a big key to the game. You know, we'll have to wait and see what happens, but you know, they're the #1 scoring offense in college football, and to have that, you have to have a good offensive line. They run the football effectively. They pass the football effectively. So, you know, they're impressive on the offensive line.
Have you had a chance to talk about the other underclassmen that may be considering going to the NFL, or do you wait till after the bowl game?
Yeah, we'll address all that after the bowl game.
You talked about the pre-bowl practices, how much you got accomplished with the younger guys.
Yeah, that was one of the more exciting things that, you know, we challenged some of those younger guys to take that next step. And, you know, traditionally that's when guys that redshirt or guys that don't play as much during the season have a chance to really impress their teammates and their coaches. And we had a handful of guys do that, and that was very exciting before we left. Obviously, we're at the bowl site now, and it's more on Central Florida, which it should be, but you know, it was very good work. We got some quality work with all those guys with our coaching staff.
Have you given any more thought to the 10th assistant coach, or do you plan to make a decision there after the bowl game?
Yeah, after the bowl game. We'll handle all that stuff after the bowl game.
While you are focused, obviously, on winning the football game, there is some time for team building, fun events, and also some educational stuff.
Yeah.
Can you address that part of the season?
Yeah, there's some great activities for our players, and like you said, very historic things, and then some competition things, you know, that our players are looking forward to. That'll be very very good for them. This is one of the best bowls in all of football. I think everybody knows that, and just right down the road from us. So you know, it's very comfortable, you know, here.
Just having Kerryon out there, whether he's healthy or not, how much does that help the offense, just having him out there?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Kerryon was the SEC Offensive Player of the Year, and anytime you have that guy on the field, it really gives you a boost. And like I said, he's getting healthier, and you know, it's a good thing to have him out there.
Because I know you said you'll address the future of some players, including Pettway, after the game. But was he able to make the trip? He had not, I believe he came to the SEC Championship. Did he come to this game?
No, he did not. He stayed back with his family.
That's the last time you coached in this ball game. What do you remember about that? You headed to Arkansas State?
Yeah, I was the coordinator. That was a pretty unique experience. First of all, it was a great bowl experience. I know at the time I was the head coach at Arkansas State, and I wanted to finish up and go out the right way as a coordinator. You know, we played pretty well that game against a good Virginia team and got the victory, and it was just a really good, special feeling to leave on that note. And I just remember the next morning, me and Christy waking up and getting in the car and driving to Arkansas State and kind of turning that next page. But it was a great bowl experience. Philip Lutzenkirchen played well. McCaleb played well, and it was a good victory.
Gus, how do you feel about your D-line coming back next year, especially with Dontavius electing to return? It seems like it's going to be one of your strengths.
Yeah, you know, it was a strength of ours this year, and I think everybody saw that that was a strength of one of the strengths of our team, and the fact that you know, we got a lot of guys coming back for next year. I think that really helps, especially in our league. And I know we've said it time and time again, but you know, in our league, the up front may be more important than other leagues.
Yeah, when you obviously have coached a group of 5 team like Arkansas State, and with UCF coming into a game like this, I'm sure you try to communicate to the players just how, you know, this is the closest a group of 5 team can get to a national championship, at least for right now, and how big this game is to them. Mm-hmm. Does that help raise the level of your guys too?
You know, honestly, you don't really look at it that way from our standpoint. I mean, you can turn the film on, and from a player standpoint or a coach's standpoint, and you can tell, hey, this team's good. And then the fact they're undefeated, you don't really get into that. I mean, they've earned the right to get to this bowl game, which is one of the best there is. We have a lot of respect for them. We've got a lot of respect for their coaching staff, and you can turn the film on. And so you really don't look at it that way, you know, from our standpoint.
We got time for a couple more, guys. Anybody else?
I guess this will be Austin Golson's last game in college career.
Yeah.
About what he's meant to the program, and if you feel like you've heard or feel like he can progress and be a player at the next level.
Oh yeah. Well, first of all, you know, Austin's one of our leaders, and he's earned that right. And you know, the fact that he's played every offensive line position, I've never heard of that or experienced that, and he played at a high level. I think that says everything about his versatility for the next level. He's played extremely good for us. He's very unselfish. And then for our whole senior group, I mean, this is every year you always brag on the seniors, but this group is a very special group from the standpoint of their leadership, their buy-in. They got us through a very tough time early in the year to middle of the year to help us get to this point, and they deserve a lot of credit. And like Brandon was asking that question earlier, that some of the guys were talking about the future. They get the big picture, and that's why this is a very important game for us. It's a very important game for them, but they get it.
How was Christmas for the Malzahns? You have a big group at your?
Yeah, went to Fort Smith to see my parents for about 24 hours. Came back, and our 2 daughters came in, which was really awesome. And then they headed back, and it was a good break. But I was glad to get here. You know, I mean, we had a good break. Our players, everybody got home okay, safe, and had a good break. But I think everybody was glad to get here. I mean, we're ready to get this thing going. It was good to get on the practice field today. Our guys were very spirited. There was a lot of energy. So that's a good thing.
I know you said this is a business trip. Will you let your hair down at all? Will you ride go-karts tonight?
No, I'm not. I mean, I'll hang out with the guys in the game room and stuff, but no, we're going to try to stay in our routine from the coach's standpoint and everything that goes with that.
So part of your routine's just not go-karting every day?
Right. Yeah, I'll go-kart. I'll go-kart when I get home or something. I mean, I just, kind of flip the switch.
What does Greg Brown have to say about passing tactics that might be faced? Is it one of the bigger challenges of the year?
I think so. I mean, anytime you're facing an explosive offense that throws the ball down the field, and the quarterback, and the quarterback can extend plays too. When things break down, he can extend plays, and we worked hard on that. And our defensive backs understand the challenge that we have.
All right, we'll take one more question.
Like Stephen Roberts had a great talk about that.
Yeah, Stephen Roberts is a very good football player. One of our better special teams player, if not our best special teams player, besides our kicker. So he's had a great year for us, and you'll see him playing at the next level.
All right, thanks everybody.
All right, thank you. Congratulations.
Thanks.
I'm impressed.
You're impressed.
What I missed?